Well, another Champions League finish and a Coppa Italia to our name means at the beginning of Season 4, we really have to ask the question, where do we go from here? Hello there and welcome to Season 4, Episode 1 of Let's Go Parma. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you do enjoy what you see today, please do remember to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more lovely, wonderful FM content. Since you were last with us, not a lot has happened. I've literally played for 5 more minutes and we've got to the season review. So we're here, we're ready to go. We'll do the season review and then we'll talk about what the aims are for the season ahead. So let's just dive right in, shall we? Let's go. So it was a very, very good season, which was helped by a number of very, very good signings. Arthur Theati's apparently signing of the season. I don't know if I'd agree with that necessarily, but he certainly was a very, very good signing. We brought him in, he played 18 times, that's 18 and 3 substitution appearances, so it's 21 in total. 3 goals, couple of assists. The man was a good centre-back. I'm very, very happy with the signing, to be honest with you. Very happy indeed. Looks good, and he's young enough that he will probably still improve. He's got 3 caps for Belgium. To be a central defender and have 3 caps for Belgium, you must be at least decent. I mean, look at the value as well. Incredible. Adam Karabek is the person I would definitely say rivaled him. He's a 20-year-old wonder kid. Came in 25 appearances in total, 8 goals, 5 assists. Came in January. Did really well for us as a shadow striker. Was really, really good. Developing really well as well. I think he could be an absolute superstar for the future. Paid a decent chunk of money for him, but for a wonder kid, that's not a lot. And his wages are actually quite low as well. Lovely stuff. Lorenzo Luca was already signed. We signed him for dirt cheap, and he came in. And for a first season, 15 goals in 36 games isn't bad, with 5 assists as well. We're still trying to work things out with him, but he looks good to me. Danilo Cataldi. Brought him in, he's done a solid job for us. He'll probably do for 1 more year, then we might have to upgrade. But he will hopefully get us to the point where we can get the elite level players in. But he did a good job. 3 goals, 5 assists. All of those goals, absolute worldies. Andrea Cambiasso, I would say he might just be the signing of the season for me. He's been superb. £8 million, 25 starts, 14 substitution appearances. Didn't get a goal, but got a bunch of assists. He can play either side. He's turned into our starting left back though, and he's been really, really good for us. Nicolo Fagioli, we got no money that we had to pay for him from what I can remember. Looked really, really good for us. Made 30 appearances in total, 20 of those starts, 3 goals, 3 assists. Was absolutely solid for us whenever we needed him. He could fit in as the playmaker, fit in as the shadow striker, did a good job. Gabriele Zappa did okay. I'm not going to say he did any more than that, but he started a bunch of games, made a few appearances as well. He looked alright. Martin Rabo. I genuinely think he's going to be an absolute world superstar if he can recover from his damaged spine. I have to say it like that because it's utterly ridiculous that happened to him so young. But he's such a good player already at 17 years of age. He's going to turn 18 this year. And we need to make a decision. Do we start him? Do we get game time for him? Or do we send him out on loan where he can be a first choice somewhere else? We might have to send him out on loan. But I think he is going to be a superstar for us as well. All of those signings I think have worked really well. Zappa's probably the worst of the bunch and he still was okay. Transfers out. Not going to dwell on this that much, but we did have a few players who left. Kurtic, we had no say about. Zagaritis wasn't performing at the level we needed him to. Neither was Cyprian, neither was Brunetta. Radu was never going to get in the team. Inglese was the one I was a bit sad about, but his return hasn't been that good at Rostov, so it is what it is. Aitman RCA, we brought him in, got rid of him. Was pretty trash, if I'm being completely honest with you. Very glad to see the back of him. There's nothing I can say nicely about him at all, to be honest with you. We got him in for a free, and then we sold him for a transfer fee. Good business all round. Sepe, we got off the wage bill, finally. Sobotka did okay for us while he was here. Not good enough, really, though. And Osorio, at one point, was looking like he was going to be a proper central defender for us for a long time, but honestly, dropped off a bit of a cliff, so we let him go. And a few other players who've been allowed to go as well. I don't know if there's any other big names down here. No, there is not. Won't bother looking at loans. Season results. Well, let's start with Serie A, shall we? We were asked by the board to finish in the top half. We did that by finishing 3rd. I don't know where we finished last season. I've got a feeling it might have been 4th. But either way, we've maintained where we were last season. We've proven it wasn't a fluke. And we've done really, really well. I mean, we challenged for the title, technically. We only finished, 4 points off the top? That's kind of insane when you stop and think about it. And when you look at the results as well, that's a pretty good result run, I've got to say. I'm very, very proud of this team. Very proud indeed. Only 3 losses all season. Draws are the thing that did us in. So maybe we need one or two more game-changing players who can come off the bench when we struggle a little bit. But we did very, very well indeed. Sebastiano Esposito was our top goal scorer. Champions League. Wants to be competitive. That translates to get to the group stage. Well, we did that by starting, because we started at the group stage. And we won our group. We were fantastic. As you can see, the results here were incredible. Dynamo Kiev, we were expected to beat. But PSG, we smashed 3-1. Lost a very tight game against Dortmund. Then beat them. Lost a very tight game against PSG. And then beat Dynamo Kiev to top the group and go through. Then we knocked out Leipzig, but then we're undone by Bayern Munich in that second leg where they utterly demolished us. But that doesn't matter. We weren't expected to get that far, so I'm alright with it. Esposito, again, the top goal scorer. And then we get to the Coppa Italia. Reached quarter-final was what they wanted. We went and won the thing. Beating Cagliari 6-0 in the first game. Then we beat Lazio. 2 tight wins against Milan in the semi-final. Got us to the final where we absolutely trounced Inter 2-0. Glorious, glorious things by all. Very, very happy with that indeed. Biggest win, 6-0 against Cagliari. Thiat with 2, Mihaila with 2, Karabek and Saruri rounding out the results. That one was in January, actually, when Karabek was really, really good. Match to remember, 6-1 against Sampdoria, apparently. Tino, an Esposito hat-trick below, and Mihaila absolutely blowing them away. We did concede that one just before half-time. But it's fine. And then the goal of the season was apparently scored by Danilo Cataldi. That is a recent goal. And I agree with it. It was incredible. In fact, I think I showed it to you in the last episode. So if you want to see the goal of the season, go back and watch the last episode. But it was incredible. It was a wonderful goal. Wonderfully done. In terms of finances, everything looks fine. The club reputation hasn't gone up, which could cause a problem for this transfer window. We could do without going to 4-star now. But we look really, really good. Money's gone up except for the sponsorship. That one's gone down a little bit. And the match day revenue, but that's gone down by a little bit, so it doesn't really matter. But our broadcast revenue's gone up by a lot. Corporate and hospitality's gone up by a bit. And our prize money has shot up. So we should have some dollar in the bank this season. And in terms of shirts, 13,000 shirt sales. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. In fact, does it say on here? Retail. So it's gone down a little bit. Dennis Mann, Lorenzo Luca, Karabek, Monchu, and Mihaila. I would say they're probably the players I would expect to be on that list. Esposito as well, but he's not our player, so maybe we can't show it because of that. In terms of the team of the season, there it is. Dragowski in goal, Sambia, Valenti, Grimal, and Cambiasso. I think I'd agree with that. Valenti I don't know about. I don't know if I put Thiat in there, but Valenti actually was one of the better players of the season. He had the best match rating of any player in Serie A this year, so there's probably a good shout for that, to be honest with you. Monchu and Cataldi in the middle. Wouldn't disagree. Sciattarella put a good fight towards the end of the season, but I don't know if he played enough games to actually count for that. Man, Karabek, and Mihaila. I think Tino at times looked good, but Mihaila just had some explosive performances to put him in there. Man was consistent enough, and Karabek looked like a superstar at points. Esposito up front. I can't disagree with it. 27 starts, 26 goals, 5 assists. Yes, he's got 9 substitution appearances as well, but still, that is an incredible record. So I find it very difficult to argue with it. I'd love Luca to be in there. Hopefully he will be next season, because he'll be our starting striker, because we won't have Esposito next year. I won the Manager of the Year. I feel like I showed you that. If I didn't, I won the Manager of the Year. Yay! Fans Player of the Season, Junior Sambia. I don't know how much I agree with that, if I'm honest. No, I don't know. Not 100% sure with that, but he has had a good year. Leo Grimal, Young Player of the Season. Again, okay. Probably. Sign of the season, Thiat. There's an argument that could be made for a couple of other players, but I can understand that one completely. Goal of the season, Cataldi. Again, last episode. It's in between the games. And Sebastiano Esposito was our top goal scorer with 26 goals. Most assists with Monchu, the assist machine in the middle of the park. Seb Esposito was player of the match the most times. Highest average rating was Sambir, apparently, even though it was definitely Valenti. Oh, I don't understand this game sometimes. And then most passes per 90 minutes, Leo Greenwall with 73. Competition awards, none. Most clean sheets by a player in the season, Dragowski got 25. That's pretty insane when you think about it. He's had a great record this year. Worst discipline was Cataldi. No red cards, but he got a bunch of yellow cards. But you know what? He was brought in to do that. And our youngest player was Filippo Don Vito. He's our biggest wonder kid, actually. He looks absolutely spectacular. Brought him in, played him in a game, and he is our youngest player. History in the making. Biggest win. Lovely little quote there. And we won the Coppa Italia. Wonderful. Now, what I'd really like is budgets. We haven't actually had any budgets yet, so I wonder whether we are going to get them now. I don't know if you can see budgets, but I definitely can't. Unless I've missed the budgets. Have we missed the budgets? Have a look at the finances. I've missed the budget. Oh, look at that. Look at that lovely money. £26 million. I mean, I'd like it to be more, if I'm being honest with you, but beggars can't be choosers. And that wage budget as well is pretty incredible. So we have got £26.5 million to spend and a wage budget of £85,000 a week. I mean, we can't adjust it at the moment, but I would like to adjust that. So maybe 22 million and get that over 100,000. But then we do need to have a look at this team. So we already looked at what we need to do in the last episode. What I do need to discuss is what the aim of this save is, because we do want to win Serie A. Realistically, with a third place finish this season, after finishing, let's just double check how we did last season. After a fourth place finish, realistically, we need to be looking at that top two, and we need to be looking at how do we get those 4 extra points? How do we convert this good form into more? How do we limit those draws and get wins out of them? So we do need to improve the team quite a bit. Again, we're going to be struggling because although we've got money, it's a lot of money for this club. Don't have a lot of money in terms of big clubs, and we're still only a 3.5-star club, so it is going to be a struggle, but we'll do our best to do it. What can we do in terms of generating more finance? There's not a lot really, because we are going to be missing 4-5 players from the squad, so we're going to have to replace at least 4 of them. So it is going to be a bit of a challenge, but if we can sell a player with decent value, maybe that will help. So I'm looking at the likes of, I don't really want to sell Dennis Man, but maybe we move him on. Maybe we move someone like Totino on. Totino didn't have the best of seasons. Luca isn't going anywhere because we've just signed him. There's players we could move on to generate those funds. I'd rather not lose too many players though. But if someone comes in for a big offer for a player, like we've got Sambir who's wanted by Crystal Palace, Greenwell's wanted by Villa, Dennis Mann's wanted by Villa as well, Balot's wanted by a bunch of clubs, Valencia's wanted by a couple of big clubs, Valeri's wanted by Burnley, Monchu's wanted by a few mid-table clubs as well. There's players who are definitely wanted and desired. What I'd like to see is if we can potentially extend the loans of Sarui, Enriquez, Esposito, and Fagioli. Maybe not all of them, but certainly Sarui, Enriquez, and Fagioli, I think would be very, very good. If we can bring Enriquez in on a permanent, I mean, he can cover so many central positions in the midfield. He would be very much a good player to bring in. So a quick glance over here, because we did miss a few things here as well. So that is currently our overall best 11. Dragowski, Sambia, Valencia, Greenwell, Valeri, Monchu, Chautarella, Mihaila, Karabek, Man, Esposito. Yeah, I'd agree with that. The only player in there that maybe is questionable is Chautarella, but from the start of the save, I'd agree with that completely. Season review already looked at. Visions and expectations. So what do they want us to do? They want us to be defensively solid, which we have been. Possession football, we do kind of do that. And high tempo pressing football, that's absolutely fine. We will then next season finish in the top half and get to the group stage. I mean, that's exactly what we've done this year. And then next season they want us to qualify for the Europa League. I think we just accept that. It's kind of ridiculous, but we'll just accept it because we've already done it. End of season team meeting, I think we have to say that what we've been told. So we need to say mid-table. Top half, yeah. Not mid-table, top half. We say that one. They're happy. Yay. Brilliance. And then we want to give a good account of ourselves in the Champions League. Fantastic. We'll pump those fists. And then we'll say we'll do promises afterwards. And then we'll do that as well. Very happy indeed. End of season break is going on now. And then we're going to have a training camp in the USA. Why not? Let's treat ourselves. Immobile is the player of the year in Serie A. I can completely understand that. The goalkeeper of the year has gone to Magnan. Understandable. He was an absolute machine in the league this year. We have got Valencia in the team of the year. Again, best player in the league according to the stats. We are the best team. Well, how about that? We are the best team. That basically means we won the league. And then we have the manager shortlist. We are the front runners along with Valverde. So we need to vote for someone who's really not that good. So win ratio, let's give it to the Verona coach. Let's do that. What's his name? Semplici. Where is he? Semplici. Give it to him. Let's do that. That's season review stuff going on. Transfers. As mentioned, signings we need. Backup striker, backup winger, doesn't matter which side, and a couple of central midfielders. That's at a minimum, and then we'll assess what else we need in the squad as we go forward. So, I'm going to go away, see if we can do some transfer business. If we do anything, I'll show you it. And if we don't, I'll see you on the 1st of July when it comes to free transfer day, because we might pick up a bargain or two. I'll see you there. Well, we have made a couple of transfers, and they're not exactly exciting ones because they're ones you already know. Nicolo Fagioli is going to be with us for another season. Juventus were happy to send him back to us. On top of that as well, Ramon Enriquez is not only back, but he will be signing a permanent contract at the end of the year. It just made sense to me. We've had him for the 3rd season in a row now. He's good enough. Like, he does a good job for us. He's got a bit more potential to go. He's never going to be a superstar, but he just makes so much sense to have him when he can play in those positions here. And we could even train him to be a winger if we really wanted to as well. So he could really be a utility midfielder for us. So it just made sense to me to sign him. So we've got those two guys. We are looking at signing another player as well. Gaetano Castrovilli. This guy I've used before, not this year actually, in last year's FM. And he was incredible for me with my Aston Villa save over on Twitch. And he was very, very good. Now, we have got an offer in for him. It's taking a while to go through. He's not overly interested in coming to us. And we are going to be paying him a lot of money. But I think he is a lot of midfielder. He would easily be one of the best players we've got. And I think sitting in that midfield spot as either a ball winner or a playmaker, even maybe we change the tactics slightly and change it to a box-to-box midfielder, I think he could do a really, really good job for us if he does agree that deal. We were also looking at Benjamin Sesko, but the amount of money he wanted, we just couldn't justify it whatsoever. So we're looking good at the moment. The one position we desperately still need to find someone for is this left wing spot here and a striker. But we might have already sorted this midfield spot before we even get Castrovilli in, so we can focus properly on these two positions. Martin Robo has been offered out for loan, simply because we want him to develop as quickly as possible. And as good as he is, and he is good, he didn't get a lot of good ratings last season, and he's going to develop getting good ratings playing first team football. So we want a club to come in for him, pick him up, play him as an attacking midfielder, and I think he will take off. And then if we do go on to a 5th season, which I'm fully intending to do at the moment, then we'll have a good player when it comes to that. Colombia's, I forgot about it. You know what? I've just realised I forgot to do this. Colombia, we want to get rid of. Oh, mate, that was my laptop just coming up with an update. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Colombia. So we actually, I forgot about this. Still need to get a goalkeeper as well. So I'm going to work on these. We are on the 1st of July. So that's the only business we've done so far. It's been a bit of a boring transfer window so far. We've had an offer in for Dragowski, which just didn't go anywhere. There's rumours about Valenti Valenti moving on. If we have a look at Valenti's contract, he is actually coming up at the end of this season. If we look at contracts in general, actually, Valenti, Bonnie, who is on his way out, actually, I think that's already pretty much been confirmed. £750,000. In fact, we need to address that. Someone might get him for a bit cheaper than that. But these two are out of contract at the end of the season. Bonnie's going to be going. Dennis Mann's going to be out of contract. Enriquez, obviously, will be signing his contract at the end of the season. Got a few things to worry about there, but a value of 42.5 million might put clubs out. Bayern Munich apparently are sniffing around him. And, I mean, some big clubs are really sniffing around him. I would rather not have to lose him. But if we lose him, it's not the end of the world because we'll get a decent amount of money in. So I'm not too worried about that. Right. I'm going to carry on and see whether we can get some transfer business done. But, well, actually, it's been a bit boring so far. Hopefully, things pick up the closer we get to the start of the season. Fingers crossed. And we have another signing. It's yet another central midfielder. Gaetano Castrovilli is in. We'll get Cataldi to give him a little welcome. But he is here. He's here. He's ready to play. He looks like he'll be a really, really good player. Apparently, he's a good replacement for Yasmin Kurtic, who left last season. I don't know why that's there, but it is. But I'm very interested to see how he will do. But I think he will slot into our midfield perfectly. Drop him here. And I don't know which his best position will be. I definitely think he'll be going forward a lot more. What I'm actually debating doing is changing these two rounds. Having this as deep line playmaker on defend and this has ball winning midfielder on support. And having whoever's the ball winning midfielder getting a bit further forward and having this guy affecting the play more. I haven't committed fully to that idea yet. I'm not 100% sure about it, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about. But having Castrovilli is definitely a good option. He'll be a good box-to-box midfielder if we change completely from having those two roles in here. And he'll come in. He'll do that role really well. He'll do this role really well as well. He's good in both of those positions, and it means that we've got 3 top-quality central midfielders in Monchu and Danilo Cataldi and Castrovilli. I mean, I think he goes alongside one of these two. Bear in mind, this is our captain and our vice-captain. I've just replaced one of them, and I didn't even realise it at the time. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Let's say that he goes there, and I mean, I think it's really good. Also, it's an Italian player. What's not to love? We have also got some other offers going on. So, Ariane Muric is currently on a free transfer, so we're trying to get him in. Obviously, it'll be a free, and I think he'll be a good goalkeeper to have on the bench. Come on, in cup competitions, I think he'll do a good job. Colombia is on his way out. Also, we're looking at, where is he? Rooney Bargi. Now, I didn't really know a lot about this guy, but I've watched a couple of streams where he's popped up, and then he came up on my scout report, and I just thought, alright, let's have a look at him. 18 years old, already played for Sweden. He looks good. He's a bona fide wonder kid, and we could get him for as little as 10.25 million because of a release clause. So, got an offer in for him. We've got a wage in for him as well, and we'll just wait and see what happens. But he'll give us cover on the wing, cover up front. I'd still like to bring in one more player as well, but I think that'll do really well for us. In terms of budget, still got £14 million in the bank, still got £117,000 a week, and that will more than cover these two, so we should have some room left over once those are done. Martin Rabo, we're still waiting to see whether we can find a decent club for him. Spezia came in, who are a Serie B club, but Serie... I mean, this is this problem. I wanted to go to a Serie B club, but no Serie B clubs want to come in for him as a regular starter, even though he is of the quality of a Serie B team. So, we're having a bit of a fight with some players at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating. Oh, clubs in Italy release players. Anyone decent on this list that we think could add to the squad? I didn't even know this was coming up, but obviously it is going to, isn't it? Eddie Salcedo has only made 2 appearances for them. He could be a... I mean, we'll give him a scout. Why not? Be rude not to. I mean, there's a name right at the top that I'm kind of leaving to last because I'm not being funny. I can't imagine he'll be any good at this point. But what about some of these younger guys? Vernier or Barnier? Don't need a defender. Don't really need a midfielder anymore. I don't think he's that good. Velocity, not really good. Right. Alexis Sanchez. How good are you? No stamina. But it's Alexis Sanchez, who recently played for Napoli. He hasn't played very well for any of the clubs recently, has he? He did okay in that one season for Inter, but... surely he's going to want too much. Oh, he's retiring. Okay, well, maybe not then. Well, won't do that. I mean, I don't know why I look at older players, because they always backfire on me. 32-year-olds, Philippe Jurisic, who I think has put a few past us every now and then. Be a good sign. I mean, plays a striker, really, would he? That's the problem. Okay, we'll ignore that list. And then shortlisted players nearing the end of contracts. So we've got a few from out in Brazil. I mean, they were good, I'd consider it, but they're not really that good, are they? Monchi wants a new contract now as well. Problem is, they all want new contracts. Well, we're going to do this one live. They all want new contracts. And the problem is, the new contracts that they want are very, very high. So if we offer him a new contract, he wants to be an all-important player. Try and get him down to regular starter. I will leave him as a play. Now, do you know what? We're going to take that off, because although he's a good playmaker, we'll take him off of that. Wants to be an important player. To be fair, he is the club captain. And you know what? He doesn't want a lot, actually. He's on £22,500 a week. That is very low, considering what some of the players have been asking for. We will try and go all the way down to £40,000 to begin with. We'll keep that at 2,000. We'll up the agent fee. Just look after the agent. Hopefully the agent will look after us. Appearance fee will boost up to, let's go 15k. A new sub, let's go up to 4.5. We'll add in a goal and an assist bonus as well. Pop those down to 8.5k. That'll do. This is a very speeded up version of what I normally do, which I don't think I show here very often. Normally I skip past it and just show you the end result, but pop this on as well. That can go down to 150k to begin with. And then we'll leave it at that and we'll see what he comes back with. He's probably going to come back with a counter offer for a lot more. No, he's accepted that straight off the bat. That's actually quite surprising. I'm not unhappy with it. That'll do. Okay. Monchu might be having a new contract. Happy days. Now, if we get Rooney Bargi to sign his contract as well, then we can reassess. And it will probably still be a striker that we need, which is proven to be a little bit elusive for me. There's... do we care about you? No. As you were. There's a couple of strikers I've looked at, but I don't know. I don't know whether they're going to be good enough. I mean, I love this guy, but yeah, that's a lot of money for a 19-year-old. I mean, I spent how much money on a bloody 16-year-old? Probably not one to talk, but I think we get Rooney Bargi in here. Obviously, Dennis Mann has to play on this side, so maybe we just make sure that Bargi's trained on this side a bit more. Get a goalkeeper in, and then we consider a striker, and I think that's squad done. I don't think we need to do much more. We've improved the midfield with Castrovilli. We're still waiting to find out if anyone comes in for Valenti. That'll be the only thing that I think changes things. But fullback-wise, I don't think we need to change anything unless anything changes, unless anything happens. But for now, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with how things are at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Right, Ballo's release clause has expired. Fabulous. Right. Here we go. This is where problems could begin. Fortunately, he doesn't actually want to go to Bayern Munich. But this offer, I mean, it comes up to 34 million. They'd have to offer a lot more to even have me considering it. I mean, we put him up for £42,500. I would want £42,500. I would want it spread like that. That's what you'd have to pay. Right. Clubs have gone in for Muric. I don't know who's the likeliest to go. But we're all in this set here. But we're a Champions League club. I mean, some of these other clubs are as well. I mean, Nice. Are you in the Champions League? I don't know. Where did you finish last season? Nice finished... Oh, God, hang on. Stages. Nice finished... He's finished in Champions League. So we are competing against Nice. So there are other clubs who could go in for him. And they might want him to be their starting goalkeeper. Whereas we definitively want him to be our cup goalkeeper. Right. Patricio Angeles. He's a 2-star player with 3.5-star potential. He's 18 years old. We probably should be sending him out on loan. But these clubs want to sign him on a permanent. I don't want to sign him on a permanent. I don't know why that's getting accepted. We shouldn't be letting him go on a permanent. It'd be absolutely ridiculous. So what we're going to do, we're going to put him back up for loan. Put him back as a regular starter. People don't have to pay for him, but you're not buying him. Simple as that. You are not buying him. Right. I'm going to accelerate ahead a little bit further forward. And if we get any more business, get confirmed, unconfirmed, anything like that, we will report back as we go on our way to the opening game of the season. But again, I think 1 or 2 more transfers. And unless anything dramatic happens, we'll be done. So next, you should be seeing me with the confirmation of the Rooney Bargi deal. Then maybe the deal for Muric. Then maybe a deal for a striker. And then, hopefully, first game of the season. That's the hope. Let's see whether it works like that or not. Less than 5 minutes later, transfer confirmed. Rooney Bargi is in, and he actually looks a little bit better than what we thought. He is in. He's got 5-star potential. He's a little bit injury prone, but you know what? It's absolutely fine. I'm not overly worried about that fact, but he looks like he could be a very tasty player indeed. He's left-footed, so we'll play him on the left-hand side as a winger. We'll get him training on that. But I think he could be an absolute superstar for us. And, I mean, straight away, if we get him... I mean, he's currently injured, which I didn't know. But he's only got a twisted knee, so that's fine. So we pop him over here. He's already decent there. We'll just change him so he is a winger on attack. And I think that makes the team a lot better. I know his star rating is quite low there, but it is because he's playing out of position. But then if we need him to, we just go like that. Pop him over here, and immediately he looks fantastic. So, again, two positions left for me. Goalkeeper, striker. That's it. Goalkeeper might be sorted. We're just waiting to get confirmation of that. If it happens now, that'd be delightful. Something tells me my luck isn't that good, though. And then we do need to sort out striker as well. Striker is an issue, but it's one of those. It might be okay. It might be fine. We need coaches as well. I'll sort that off camera. Apparently, Aludiara wants it. Aludiara, why do I know your name? Why do I know your name? Because you played at Liverpool and Bayern Munich at some point, and Lyon, and Lens, and Marseille, and West Ham. Well, I never did. I knew I recognised his name. Oh, doesn't he look good? Well, probably won't sign him anyway. But we'll do all of the stuff off camera. You don't need to be seeing that. But transfer-wise, there is one big bit of news that's happened as well. Valenti. We have had an offer accepted from Bayern Munich. £27.5 million up front now with £14.75 million with 2 instalments over the next 2 seasons. I don't really want him to go. However, the main reason I accepted it is because PSG are interested, but it's only a minor interest. So I accepted this in the hope that maybe, just maybe, we could get a bit of a bidding war going. It's not actually happened at this point. I don't think he actually wants to go. However, he didn't actually play a lot for us last season. Yes, he had a good rating, but he played 19 times for us. He wasn't my preferred defender of choice, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be against bringing someone else in. So I haven't looked for anyone yet. However, I am going to be looking for someone. And if I can find someone, £27.5 million. It's a heck of an amount of money he's bringing up front. So we might just be letting Valencia go. So the next time that you see me, it will either be confirmation of the Muric deal or Valencia might be gone. I don't know which one it will be, but we'll find out together. Oh, God. I said it would get more interesting, didn't I? And I wasn't lying, was I? Well, I said I'd come back when something big happens. Something big has happened. Valencia has left. £41 million we got for him. About 25 of that, 25 of that, something like that up front. And the rest of it will be on installments. I'm not overly happy about having to lose him, but he had his head turned a little bit. He was very, very good for us, but we didn't play him a lot. And to be honest with you, because we didn't play him a lot, I didn't feel that attached to keeping him. That's a heck of an offer for a player who only had 12 months left on his contract. So we've let him go. And then in response to that, we've gone and signed Nuan Perez. I don't know whether Nuan Perez is going to be as good or better, but I feel like he's going to be a decent player for us. He's got good heading, good marking, good tackling. He's quick. His positioning's good. He's got good teamwork. His work rate's not too bad. Not the tallest in the world, but I think he could be a very, very good player for us. He's played at Atletico Madrid. He's played in Italy before as well, so I think he could be a good player to throw into that pot, and we'll see. We'll see whether it works or not. Hopefully, he'll be decent. And he's not the player I wanted. I'll say that. I'll leave it at that. There was other players I was interested in. We wouldn't have been able to get them or afford them. Other players were in for them. So we've got no non-EU allowances at this moment in time, according to that. However, Valencia's Argentinian, so surely he's freed up a spot. Oh, he counts as Italian, doesn't he? He counts as Italian, right. Well, that might affect another transfer that I'm currently trying to get underway, and that transfer is the signing of Tales Magno. Don't know whether we'll be able to get this one over the line now anyway, because I don't think we've got enough money for it, but I wanted to sign him in mainly because look at the forward positions he can cover. Even if he's only 2.5 star, at 22 years old, he would be able to do a job for us, but we might not actually have the financial ability to pull this deal off. We might be able to be fair, actually. But then the problem we've got is we still need a goalkeeper, because the other bit of news is that Colombia has left as well. So we do need a goalkeeper in. So I'm actually thinking if we go to here, in fact, if we look on player search, let's go to the loan list. Let's see whether there are any decent goalkeepers up for loan. If there are, we haven't got a problem. If there aren't, we've got a big problem. I gotta tell you. I've got to tell you. No one's jumping out immediately looking at that. This could be a bit of a problem. What about the, you know what about the transfer list? Is anyone transfer listed? Maybe we could sneak a loan in. Anyone decent? Silvestri I know isn't too bad. Veteran option, he could be alright. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah. I won't lie. I'm regretting spending all of that money on one player because we could have probably spread it. The reason why I spent £21 million up front is because it was a release clause. I know that's not a very good reason, but oh god. We try and get Silvestri in. I think we try and get Silvestri in. We can make this happen. We can make this happen. Might get Silvestri in. That solves that problem, to be fair. That's okay. And then if we do get Tales Magno in, we do have to move a non-EU player on. I don't know who that would be. Who's our non-EU player? Perez is in. What's the rules on non-EU players again? I don't fully understand what's going on here because I feel like we're adhering to the rules. Let's just break everything down. So Fernandinho and Perez are the only non-EU players that we've got. So we should be able to sign another non-EU player as far as I'm concerned. Yeah? Yeah. Surely. How long are you on loan until? I'll just sell you. I'd like to recall you and just sell you, to be honest with you. Okay, I feel like we can still sign another non-EU player, so I feel like we've still got enough money to make the Talisman Magno deal actually happen. Right, bear with me. I'm going to see whether, when we get to the point where Magno makes his mind up, whether we can actually sign him or not. Okay, full disclosure, I have recorded this on a separate day, hence the minor wardrobe change and the fact my hair's a little bit fluffy because I've recently had a shower. But yeah, we are continuing on through the transfer window. Just before we back, we made a couple more signings. One of them you were expecting, one of them not so much. Marco Silvestri is the first one. We have got our man in. He is in on a loan for the rest of the season. Not sure if we have a thing at the end of the season. So, I think if we win Serie A, I think, do we pay them that or do we... Is that if we win Serie A, we sign him? I think we sign him on a permanent if we win Serie A. So, that is what it is. And then, as a striker, we couldn't get Manis Tagno over the line because even though we agreed £5 million up front, we had to have £9 million in our bank account, and we had nowhere near that whatsoever, nor do we have any players we want to actively move on. I will touch on that in a second, though. So, in the end, we went for a cheaper option. We went for Kasper Dolberg for £2 million. Very talented player. He's one of those players who was a wonder kid for years and then kind of faded away, never really fulfilled that potential. We have brought him in as a backup striker, though, and I think he'll do a good job for us. Relatively quick, relatively tall, got good finish on him, good technique. He can play anywhere along that midfield attacking three as well, which is really good to see, but he will be primarily playing up front. I do want to try and get him playing as a deep line forward, the same way that we've got Lorenzo Luca at the moment, mainly because his vision and passing are better than Luca's. But he isn't a natural there, so we're going to see how that works. Worst case, we whack him out there as an advanced forward, maybe even as a trequartista. I can't remember the last time I used a trequartista. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was this FM, actually. I think I used it in the PSG save. Anyway, the point is, I don't use it very often, so I'd like to avoid. However, if we have to use it, I'm sure we'll do a good job there. But I'm very happy with that signing. Only £2 million as well. I think that's a steal. In terms of outs, I think you knew about Colombia. That one did get confirmed. We did have an offer in. It's still there. For Dennis Mann. The original offer was up to £26.5 million. We counter offer for like £40 million. Or something stupid like that. In fact, no, I'm sure their offer was a bit more than that, but it was mostly on instalments, and we counter-offered for a bigger offer. They said no. We did fall out with Dennis Mann. That's a loud noise in the background there. We did have a bit of an issue with him. We wanted a new contract. We offered it him, but he wanted a lot more money than we were initially prepared to pay. I don't know if I told you this already, but we did fall out with him as a result. That's why offers started coming in for him. We have now offered him a contract that he has in principle agreed to. So we might be getting him to stay. We might be getting him to calm down, which is good because we've got 5 days before our first pre-season friendly. I honestly think, though, just got all of the under 18s on. Let's just do that. I do honestly think these three, by the way, they're going to be moving on. They're players who were too old for the under-20s and we don't want anymore, so we're going to try and move these guys on. We might hang on to Hugo Fischer. Could be good as a third-choice goalkeeper. I mean, he's only 1 star, but yeah. We've got 23 players. If we include Martin Rabo, who I am starting to think we don't loan out. 23 players. That's 2 first-team squads and a spare player. Unless we get any free loans on deadline day, I think this is the team. I don't think we need to do anything. Again, if someone comes in for Dennis Mann now, we might sell him on, but I don't think there's anyone else we want to move on. I think we're pretty good with what we've got, so I think this is the squad we're going to go with. So I'm going to carry on through to the final day of the season. Could you imagine? I'm going to carry on through to the first day of the season. Anything happens between now and then, I will bring you back for it, but I anticipate that I will be seeing you just before the Atalanta game. Unless anything dramatic happens. I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure that we're done. In terms of money that we've spent, though, we're actually a lot closer to what we've made as well. We've spent 52 million, made 42.5. So we've only spent 10 million more. I mean, this is a bit skewed, actually. So that doesn't make any sense. Hang on. Total 52 million, total 42 million. So this should be over that. Well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. That graph is completely wrong. I mean, that's not really anything you guys need to be concerned with, but yeah, that graph's completely wrong. But 20, 30, 40, 40, yeah, that is right. That's just, okay. The point being, we've actually not overspent too much. Yes, 52 million, but we've made 42.5 million as well. So we've been, I would say, financially reasonable. We have spent a lot of money. There isn't as much money in the bank as we started, and we've got no transfer budget left, but It's fine. We've got that beautiful transfer money. I can't speak. This is why I stopped recording last night. We've got that beautiful Champions League money to come in, is what I was going to say. So that will top us up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to head towards the first game of the season. Unless anything major happens, I'll see you then. And here we are for that first game of the season against Atalanta. I said I'd bring you back if there was any drama, and there hasn't been a lot of drama right up until this first game. So, first things first, Martin Rabo is out injured. Second things first, Kasper Dolberg and Rooney Bargi have missed a decent chunk of pre-season due to a couple of injuries, but both of them are back for this first game. I don't know whether we will start Rooney Bargi, but he's in the team at the moment. The drama, though, is this. Yeah. Man City came in for him with an offer. I can't remember how much it was, actually. It should still be on here. So they came in with an offer of £5.5 million, up to £7 million. But I think that £5.5 million was split between upfront and instalments. And about that, this guy is a super special talent. Like, he is a bona fide 5-star potential player. If Man City want to offer for him, they can. But I am not interested in letting him go anything less than his release clause. His release clause isn't that much, to be fair, but it is £9.25 million up front. Now, what I would like to do, and I'm just thinking whether we do this now, because Man City have the money to pay this. I'm just wondering whether we offer him out for his release clause, and we pop in a loan back for end of next season, and just see whether Man City will be okay with this, and we just offer this up to Manchester City. I think we give this a go, because I think it's inevitable he's going to leave, personally. I think we've hit that point. We did have a bit of a falling out with him when we had the conversation as well, so I just wonder whether if we offer this to him, to Manchester City, sorry, we offer this to Manchester City, and we'll just see whether they are interested in that. I mean, it's not a great thing to happen. However, if we do lose him, we did bring Fagioli in already, so we've already got that position covered, and then we've got that money to kind of look at the squad and think, right, is there anywhere that we can get in an extra player for cover, even if it's loan players? But yeah, that is going to be the end of the episode. We got all of our business done pretty early on in the pre-season and in the transfer window, to be honest with you. So I'm quite happy with the business that we've done in that regard. All of which means we will be back for the first game of the season in the next episode against Atalanta. And then we might as well just come straight away for the game against Sassuolo as well. If anything dramatic happens on the deadline day, I'll show you when we get to that. But that's for the next episode. So with all of that said, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please again leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more future lovely FM goodness. I've been Stubo. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you in the next episode for the start of the season. Cheers.